Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be doing some more work on the trailer and replacing the mud guards that need to be replaced, and also hopefully getting the lights all wired up so we can register it because it's currently unregistered.
Actually, if you do get
it's okay, you can make noise, it's fine, it's fine.
Sorry.
I didn't film it, it's okay. There's no filming of the bum crack.
Although there could be my
yeah, you might.
3 seconds of fame
Oh
on
God,
YouTube.
you might make a lot of money.
So these are the
Some website where old men's bum cracks are actually like you make money from old men's bum cracks.
Really?
Bum cracks. There probably is. That somebody said, because we were joking about this at work about toes. You can make money. How do you make money on
feet
you can
pics.
just taking feet pictures. No.
Feet pics.
Sex worker?
OnlyFans.
But somebody at work sent me a video later of a young woman presenting her mum with a new Mercedes that she paid for by using her mum's feet pictures. Just pictures of her mum's feet on some website.
OnlyFans.
And her mum didn't know about it, and then she just bought her a new car with it.
Yeah, it happens. Anyway. So these... I was filming that whole thing, yes, just to capture it. So these are the mud guards that we got. They are galvanized ones for 14-inch wheels. They'll pretty much replace the ones that are in there already. We haven't taken the top off yet, but we just got them from Outback Equipment. Oh yeah, thanks Mum, there you go, there they are. So this is the really dodgy one. That does that, which is why it's going to replace. Also it's got heaps of splits and stuff, so replacing with these ones. So we're just going to have to figure out how to get them on. Probably just weld them onto the brackets that are already there, and then we can get the lights and number plate put on. So we're just deciding to all this cross member pieces. It's about 50 by 50 square tubing. As you can see, it's heaps rusted here, but also underneath as well. Just down there especially, there's a hole that goes right through it. If I go to like there, you can see it. So we think we're gonna place all these cross pieces. Every single one. We're just gonna get some galvanized 50 by 50 stuff under there, because they're all pretty much like that, rusted off, so we're going to do that. And for these, what we're going to do is we've marked out on this one here. You can see the little black dots, hopefully. We're going to cut these brackets off and drill the holes out and screw them onto the galvanized piece, and then we're going to weld them back on at the angle that they so that they sit nicer, because these currently are kind of like straight up and down, but the guards are like angled like that, so we figured that would probably be the best option for those. So we're just going to cut those off now and then get those holes drilled in. So we've just cut the mounts off here, as you can see. So we're going to drill the holes. They obviously had them here before, and then they moved them back here. The welding was the shittest job I've ever seen in my life, so that was cool as well. But yeah, we're just going to get these drilled up and put the new things on so that it will look good and it will hold weight. As you can see here, we've got the brackets off already. I think I showed you how shit the welding was, but basically we just drilled the holes out to 10 mil, so that we could get some bigger bolts, because the bolts were M6s, but we got M8s now instead. The M8s they don't need a 10 mil hole, but my 9 mil drill bit, which would have been fine for it, was a little bit blunt. So we just use a 10, and it's fine anyway. So and as you can see, we've also got the holes drilled on the actual guards. So I'll just clean them up with the file and the deburring tool, and then I'll get them put on there, and I'll clean up the those pieces on the trailer so that I can get them tacked on at least, and even molded up the salvo. Alright, so as you can see, I've got these brackets now bolted on. So that's just M8 by 25mm stainless bolts and washers, and a nylock nut as well. So got both sides on them. So now all we've got to do is just bring it up and pretty much put it on exactly where I kind of want it. Make sure there's enough steel there, and then weld them on. I'll tack them on first, and then I'll probably unbolt them and then weld them on properly once it's taken off. But that's the plan at the moment. So it's been a while since I've last updated. Just haven't really had time to do much. But I finally got the boat onto the lawn here, and so I've just got the flares tacked on one side, and then the other side is done. I'll show you that in a second. But what I'm going to be doing today is pushing it off the trailer, and then cutting off the cross members one at a time and replacing them with some 50x50 gal tube, that square tube that we got to fix the trailer up because it's rusted as. So this is what the flares look like. It's pretty good gap. Sorry, should I say there? As you can see, I've just tacked it on for the moment on this side, and it's hard to tell with the camera because I'm so close and I can't move back further. But it's pretty uniform, the gap around it as well, and it's also pretty straight in line with the crossmember piece there, because I used the magnetic level, zeroed it on this, and then put on top of this, and did that there. And if we come on the other side, you can see that these sides are all welded on. I just took it off to do the inside pieces because they're a bit hard to get to. So I let those cool down once to the other side. As you can see, I have covered the wheel up when I was doing it, so I didn't burn the rubber or anything. But I'll just get this side done, and then I'll let it cool down once I push the boat off the trailer, and then I'll just spray it with some galvanized paint stuff or primer stuff to make sure it doesn't rust or anything. So now that the boat is off, we can get a good look at why we're doing this, replacing this stuff. And well, that's the rear one. That's one of the ones. Then we've got the next one. It's not as bad, but still pretty bad. And then the front one as well. All of these bolts probably going to have to get replaced too, because they're just rotting away. Might have to maybe cut that bracket off and use that as well, because there's a couple of them like this. The back one is just no, it is also welded onto that. It also has some weird strengthening plate. I'm assuming they put this strengthening in based off the fact that the bolts the washers are way too big. This plate in here just to hold it up, because this is rusted like crazy, so I'd never need that. So I'll probably just cut this piece off here, clean it up, and then weld it back on, because this piece itself is pretty fine. So that's okay. Also, we can also see here as well, rusting just there too. Also, once it's off, I'll get the wiring stuff all wired properly, so that we can get the lights and all that sorted as well. So yeah, I'm just going to start taking some measurements of each of the ones, the angles from where they go from the chassis down, and also the little dip in the middle. These ones are obviously bent, as you can see by the massive dimple, but I'll just cut mine and weld it together instead at that angle, because it's a little bit easier than trying to bend. Also just as strong anyway. And then yeah, I'll do one at a time so that I don't compromise the structural integrity of the whole trailer. So I'm going to be using one of these things, which is a digital angle finder. It's a bit crowded up from when I did the bull bar, and I had it really close when I was welding. But basically, when you it's really stiff. When you open it up, it'll give you a number for the angle where you've got it open to, and that'll just mean finding these angles like here. Really simple, because all I got to do is that, and then I can find the angle for that. I will be taking these bits off, as I mentioned. I'm just going to mark out where they are. I mean, this kind of doesn't really look even center anyway. I'm looking at it now, but I'll mark out where it is, these little pieces, and I'll get someone I know to sandblast them just before we put them back on, so they're nice and clean up, so that we don't have to worry about grinding them, because that's always painful, and also then they'll clean the threads up as well nicely. I also might just take these out real quick and also measure the height of these on each one, just so I know where to put it. I can use the front one here, which is just under the camera, as a reference, because I'm not going to be changing that one, but it'll be good to just get the measurement of these ones first. Alright, so I've got all the measurements for all the pieces. They're pretty uniform. All the middle ones are like 150, 151 degrees, where it like joins in the middle, and then the edges are like one side's 74, 75 roughly, and then the other side's 77. Don't know why it's like that, but it just is. I've decided with all these pieces like this, the rubbers and stuff are fine. If I can reuse them, I will, but the effort to get those bolts out, like I've already had one bolt head snap, so the effort to get all those out because they're just completely rooted is not worth it. I'm just going to cut them off, all the tabs and everything off, and I'll look to see if I can get new ones. If not, then I will just make some tabs up and buy some new bolts and stuff, and then reuse these, because this PC is fine. It's just on the other side of these, there's some tabs that are welded to the cross members where the bolts go. I have measured from the outside in whereabouts they line up, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It's got to be center with this one that's in front of, just under the camera. So as long as I get that all matched up, then it should be fine. The back little arm things, those things, they're same deal, the bolts are fucked. So I'm just going to cut the bolts in half and then slide them out so I can get those pieces off. I can still use those, I can just place the bolts, that's it. So yeah, I'm going to start cutting all the pieces off that I need to cut off, and then I'll start maybe with the front one here, get that one done first. So I've cut out that piece there, which is the first front piece. In this part here, you can see all that rust came out when I was cutting it and hammering it out. And you can see how much that has just shown its true colours. So on this side here, I've ground it down, and I will just go over it again before I actually tag it on. But this side's all good. But the problem was the other side. And I found a piece here. As you can see, I've cut it out because this was in here, and you can see that is, I hope it's focusing, that is just rusted out. So I've gone ahead and already cut a piece out of some steel I had. That's just going to sit in there, and I'll tack weld it on, or I'll weld that in to replace it, and then I'll be able to weld onto that part so it's nice and strong again. So I'm just doing that currently, so I'll just get that tucked in. Alright, so as we looked at before, this is the original piece, and I've patched in that piece there, and just ground back. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to have a piece of tube just butt up to it anyway, It's just so that it's not gonna rust anymore. Pretty solid. So I will just chuck some primer over that, and then just grind down the edges where I'll be attaching the new piece to, because I'll be priming that anyway once that's done. It's just to make sure this piece is properly protected. I might probe it and maybe put some Galva paint on it as well, see how it goes. And then I'll be able to let that dry and then get the new piece cut. I'll start getting that piece ready, which is what we got. So it's 50 by 50 and 4mm thick galvanized tube, or square tube should I say, and this will be replacing it, so we'll get that in there now. Alright, so I'm getting this one prepared up, so I've cut their angle there for 77. I've checked it against this piece here and it's perfect. I've measured from the, I think it was the bottom one to the middle, or the top one, whatever measurement I had, which was 668, all the way to here, which I've drawn this center line here, and I've checked it with that as well, and it's perfect. So this angle here is 151, where it's got to go up. So what I've done is, I've done half of that, so 77.5, or 75.5, sorry, and measured the angle on each side, and so I cut out this like little wedge, and then bend this side up, then I should be able to tack them together, and that should be 151. So that's what I'm going to do for those, because obviously I can't bend them, so I'll get those done now. Alright, so one of them is on, as you can see. The middle part came out really well. I just grabbed it back a bit, so it looks nicer. It doesn't really matter too much, and I'm not going to worry about the edge welds or anything. I'm just going to leave them. They're not too bad anyway. The underside's a bit rough because I had to blind my back and it was a bit close, but it's done. It's actually really well matched up, and if you look from here, it's perfectly center, so time to the other two. Alright, I know it's dark. I might update this when it's light again, but as you can see, I have 2 out of the 3 cross members done. Like I said, just put primer on the ends of them where they're welded, and also in the middle, just to make sure we'll just protect a little bit. Also chuck the sides back on, so it's looking pretty cool. Looks pretty bare now with just the 2 cross members, but no like rollers. But anyway, I'll have a look around for rollers to see if I can get like bolt-on ones maybe. That have like U-bolts instead of, or like clamps, kind of like that. Those back ones is there. I like the ones that had weld-on tabs, but if so, I'll just have to weld on some on them. So I don't know when I'll be able to get time to do this one yet, but it'll be good to get this one done as well. So that all 3 of them done, and then it's just a case of doing the rollers. So yeah, that's where we're up to. Pretty happy with it, to be honest. It came out quite nicely. Alright, so the last one's on there. Turned out pretty well. Can't really see much. I'm just going to cut these bolts off here because I've got some new ones. I had to cut the bottom ones off for the clamp that goes there. And I'll just hammer that out a bit to straighten it out for both of them, and then probably chuck those back on. Now, one thing I didn't do was cut off from this old piece, this piece where the roller is. This piece is here, because I'm going to try and see if I can find a different one, because that's just been, this is like rusty as fuck. I don't want to cut it off. So yeah, just nip those bolts off, get those rollers on, and then got to call it there because it's already getting dark, even though it's only like 5 o'clock. Alright, so last time you saw me, I think I was putting this piece on, bolting those up, so had a bit of a day off yesterday. Went down, got a bunch of stuff we need. So as you can see, gotten 2 new leaf springs rated to 500 kilograms each, so 1,000 total, which is I don't exactly know what these ones are, but this should be fine anyway. Bunch of these little weld-on tabs for the for these rollers that sit like this one here, so it's going to be something like that. They'll just get welded onto here, and also I'm going to replace those ones too because those bolts are fucked, so just going to cut them off, but I'll leave that on for now as a reference. And a new roller for the back, like this one, because that mount's fucked. I can't bother cutting it off them, so the size of that one is like 7 inch, Probably all I could get was 8 or 6 inch, so decided to just get an 8 inch one, which is fine. And because it's just like this, the bracket's like this, but this one has this little piece just here. What I did was I just took the pin out from this roller here, which is just this piece just here, and I cut it and use that on the other side of this to prop it up, kind of thing. Obviously a new pin for it, and also got some split pins to put in it. So that's that, and also here's the new spare tyre mount, which I don't know where mount yet, but actually probably just this side of the. Take this stupid fucking bolt out, and then because that's not doing anything, and just maybe bolt it here so I can stick out just here, because that won't get in the way of the wheel at all. It's just there, should be fine. Now what else we get? We got all new U-bolts for these. All new U-bolts for those, getting 2 new fish plates too, and so we're going to take these off and kind of rest the frame on the arms, and I got new bolts for everything else as well that we needed, like new bolts for these things in here, because I'm going to cut these off because we're going to paint it, so I'm going to paint the whole thing. So new bolts for those as well, and every other little thing. Now for the wiring, decided I'm going to have it come through the frame through this little hole here that already exists, except I'll make it a bit bigger, put a rubber grommet there, make it run down here. This thing will sit inside the chassis and have these connectors kind of just like stick out, probably like that or something, or maybe just in, and then this gets fed in through here through a grommet, which I'll drill a grommet on each side so that each side can come out respective side, and then run down here. Then we'll have one grommet come out probably on this side here, and then go wrap around underneath, or probably more closer to here for the front light that goes here, and then also same thing back here for the light that goes back here, so they'll be running nice and neat and out of the way. But yeah, that's it. Now the last thing is these brackets here. So although the frame is kind of the same size, they don't really fit on at all, and I cinched these bolts up so tight that I actually cannot get them off anymore. So I'm going to have to cut these off even though they're new, which sucks, but $10 or whatever. I'm actually just going to cut these mount brackets off the top here and just weld these straight on, and clean them up obviously, and then just weld them straight on, because they don't really need to be bracket bolted on. They can just be welded on, because we know that it fits the boat where it was, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So that's the plan. I don't know how much I'm going to pick up the camera because I'm just trying to get it done. So you might get, and also it's pretty late today, so it might get dark soon, so you might just get an update tomorrow once I've done a bunch of it and start prepping for paint. One thing I've got to do is spend a while grinding all this crappy shit off. I don't even know what it is, to be honest, but it's like, it just looks like shit. And also I'm probably going to cut off all these tabs because I don't know what they're for. Looks like maybe wiring, but I mean, there's only one side that has them, not the other side, and they kind of look shit, so I'm just going to cut them, and also get rid of all like these random things as well. So yeah, that's the game plan. Alright, so we have all the tabs and everything mounted, welded on. As you can see, I made sure to make these ones angle up like this, so it's pretty much in line with that. Same with this one here, got the new back piece on. All the tabs for the rollers are done. I've taken the winch off so we can prep that area, and I've also taken all the rollers off these arms, pulled them apart, and we've got those ready to go. Obviously, like I said, all new bolts and stuff. As you can see, a bit of a pile of rubbish. The axle works fine, it's good in condition, good enough. I'll replace hubs later on, but I was going to wire it a little off, so it's nice. The guards are off as well. So it's pretty much just grind, wire wheel, and maybe slap disc here and there if I need to, and then good to prime and paint it. So it's coming together nicely. I'm just got to find something so I can take off the jockey wheel and get this part painted too. Alright, so spent like all this morning, I don't know what time it is now, it's like, well, so it's 1:30, pretty much since like 10 till now, grinding all this side here, getting all that shit that was on it that built up off it, and also then flat disc to smooth out a bit. And then I've gone over the whole trailer and also all those components there with a wire wheel as well. So stripped off the old paint and stuff, and then I've just rinsed it with the hose and then wiped it down just to get rid of all the grinding dust and stuff. And then I'll go over it. I'll let it dry, air dry for a little bit longer, and then I'll go over it with wax and grease remover, and then put a coat of primer on. All these components here, this is a bit too finicky to try and wire wheel those, so I'm just going to have someone that has access to a sandblaster. I'm going to see if they can just sandblast them because they're quite small, just to make it a bit quicker. So, yep, it is exciting. I also wire wheeled the axle too, because that was pretty fine anyway. But yeah. Alright, so the first coat of the primer is done. May do second. Dries pretty quick anyway. See how it goes. I've also got to be able to move these jack stands out of the way to be able to get the parts that we didn't get to because they're there. So, and also all that stuff needs to be able to be flipped over and stuff. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a slow process, but yeah, nonetheless, it's getting there. Alright, so it's all primed up now. Just 2 coats, and it dries pretty quick with the roller because it's such thin coats, so I managed to move out these spots already, so I've done all that. Just put a rag on it so the metal doesn't scratch it, and same with when I flipped it up on the sawhorses, just put a rag there so it didn't scratch the paint off at all. Did the best we can, used a brush on like these spots here, because I mean it's just to get the paint in there more than anything. But yeah, so I'll let that dry overnight, and all that, and then tomorrow we'll do the top coat there. I'm just going to use Raptor and roll it on, just because I have some and I don't plan on using it for anything else. It's pretty much all painted now. I think I mentioned it, but I'm mentioning again, just been using the Raptor that I've had so far, 1 bottle, which has gone pretty well for 2 coats over the whole thing. So and it's not a bad texture as well. It's pretty decent. I don't know if it comes up on camera. It looks really good in sunlight. I did a coat yesterday, and I've just come out today to just had to flip those over and that's done 1 coat on those, and also just did a couple coats on the tops of those ones that I didn't get to as well. And also had to move the jack stands to do the corner pieces completely to get the coat on those. So I'll do another coat on those 2 corner pieces, and then another coat on top of those when it's dry. But it's actually come out, yeah, really well. Axle's done as well, 2 coats on that. That was probably the easiest part to do, to be honest. A lot of just lying down and make sure I get underneath and everything. And also went through with the paintbrush yesterday and did around the welds and stuff where I couldn't really get with the roller. So it's full coverage. So pretty much from here, it'll be a case of letting it dry. I'll probably let it dry for like 2 days, and then I'll put it all together. It'll be very exciting. We have Steph, who's gone out to get the parts that were kind of too finicky to wire wheel. He's going to sandblast them and paint them, because he works at a place that has that, so he's just going to do that, which is just the roller holders that go in the middle there, and the arms for the rollers at the back on that long arm that sits there. Alright, so the trailer is, as you can see, back together. A few little things missing, like the winch, and also only got 2 rollers here, the third one's not there, and it's because the split pin is still stuck in the shaft for them, and I can't really get those shafts anywhere because the other ones are either too small or too long. But I'm just going to do the lights for them now because I need to get the lights done. So I'm going to get the lights sorted for the backs, drill some holes for the cables to come out and around, and also drill some holes in here too, and then I'll just like get some paint and just touch the holes up, that's it. But yeah, then it should be good. I've got some string to attach some like plastic bags to, and then leaf blower through the thing to get the string all the way up so I can pull the cable through easily. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I've got the holes drilled front and back for the lights, that's where the big lights will go, and then on this side that's where the smaller one will go. I will have to go over them without do again because that's this edge, like that's the edge primer, that's black, and as you can see it's different colour, but it's fine on this side, but it's mainly for the other sides where I overspray. But I haven't finished yet because I've started drawing the holes where the grommets will go for the cables to come up around the bottom and then come in here, and also up here as well. This one on this side and one on the other side, and obviously the one at the front there. But the problem is I do not have a 25mm drill bit, and the this step bit that I was using, it's too long for the rail, so you won't be able to get it. You won't be able to drill because it'll stop and hit the other side of the rail and drill through the other side. So I'm going to have to get one of those, and then I can finish it off. So I'll try to find a 25mm drill bit this week, and get that to finish it up and get the lights on it. Okay, so it is finally time to put the lights and everything on. Got the spots painted up and drilled out the holes to 25mm in the spots that we need for the grommets to fit properly. Someone's up here and one just there too. So I'm going to get all those done, put the last roller thing in because I've got the shaft for it now, and just arrange these in a way that looks better because I've got 2 weird ones. So they're going to go on the inside, I reckon, just there, and then I'll put those 2 on the outside, and do the split pins up so that they're locked in place. I still need to get bolts for the winch, so I'll do that tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll winch the boat onto the trailer and make sure it's all working, set up right, because I've got to adjust these middle rollers. That one should be pretty good because I saw the marking on the thing was for where it was set up last time. So yeah, I'll get the lights on now. Okay, so I've got one cable through, as you can see, on just there. Looks pretty decent with the grommet in. Basically what I did was I went on this side and tied some plastic bag to the string, put it in the end here, and then shot it down with the air, the leaf blower. Just stuck the nozzle in there, and then tied the string up and pulled it through, so you can see the excess cable just in there. And I just kind of fished out the connectors I need. Here's the one for the front, which I still need to get something to attach this to the front here, so it's not done yet. But I've got the back one in there, and the spot of them's good because they're going to be clear of the leaf springs, so that one's just over the back bit, and this one is going to be just past the front bit, so it won't be in the way at all. So I'll get that side done now, because this side's done, and then we'll be able to push it through there, and then we'll get the Alright, so boat is on the trailer. I'm just going to go around and adjust these rollers. That roller's pretty good under there. But if we get a bit brighter, that roller's good under there. But I need to get this one up and this one up because they're not touching. But that's fine, I knew that was kind of going to happen. The back works fine, it's all touching nicely, and it sits there nicely like that, so it's good. The grass didn't die too much. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll quickly check the lights and go for a test drive. Alright, so things are adjusted, lights are on as you can see, both sides, and let's go at the back. It's good, and the brake light one, that's the license plate one, so she's all working, which is good. Yeah, it sits pretty nicely. I'll be able to see it better when it sits on the level ground, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Need rims though. So I'll just take it for a quick test drive, make sure it all feels okay. Obviously it's got the new leaf springs in there, but they're a lot stiffer than the other ones. The old ones are in there, even though they're less leaves, which is good. So let's quick it for a quick drive, and then I'll go back up to the street. So the trailer is done. It sits nicely, pretty much exactly as it was before. Good clearance with the guards still. And yeah, not else too much to say really. You can't really see the off-center runners too much with it on as well, which is the best part. Lights look pretty good. Yeah, it sits pretty nicely, so I'm very keen to move on to the boat now, as that is officially the end of the trailer stuff. Nice.